Title: The Last Love Song, Taylor Swift's heartbreaking goodbye to Travis Kelce. The sky over Nashville was gray, the kind of gray that settles in your chest like a quiet storm. Inside a cozy but dimly lit recording studio tucked into the Tennessee hills, Taylor Swift sat on a worn velvet couch, her fingers clutching a cup of chamomile tea. Her team waited in silence, eyes lowered, hearts heavy. Cameras had been set up. A statement was coming. And the world was about to feel the quake of it. She wore no makeup, her face pale and raw, her blue eyes swollen from hours, maybe days, of tears. Her golden hair was loosely tied back, strands escaping to frame her face. She looked like the ghost of every love song she'd ever written. The room hushed as she finally looked up, took a breath, and nodded. "Okay," she whispered. The cameras started rolling. "Hi," she began, her voice trembling. "This isn't the kind of video I ever imagined making. Honestly, I didn't think I'd ever have to." Her eyes glistened with fresh tears. "But sometimes, life doesn't turn out the way you thought it would, even when it felt like a fairy tale." She paused, gathering herself. There was a long silence before she spoke again. "I fell in love with a man who made me believe that forever could exist outside of a song. Travis, he wasn't just my boyfriend. He was my best friend. My protector. My mirror in moments I needed reflection and my lighthouse when I lost my way." She laughed softly, bitterly. "We were two people from very different worlds. The pop star and the football king. But when we met, everything felt easy. Real. We talked about things we'd never told anyone else. We built a home in each other. I used to fall asleep with my head on his chest, listening to his heartbeat, thinking, this is it. This is the place I want to grow old." Her voice cracked. "And maybe that's why this hurts so much." Taylor took another breath, longer this time. "Travis and I are no longer together." The words hung in the air like smoke. Final. Heavy. It wasn't one moment. It wasn't a fight or betrayal. It was a slow unraveling. A million tiny things we tried to fix but couldn't. Distance. Schedules. The crushing pressure of the spotlight. The dreams that began to pull us in different directions. And somewhere along the way, we stopped being each other's piece. She bit her lip, trying to stay composed. He tried. God, he tried. And I did too. We went to therapy. We took breaks. We wrote letters. We tried to remember what we meant to each other. But love isn't always enough when life is too loud." A tear rolled down her cheek. "There were nights I watched him walk out the door to another city, another game, and I wanted to chase after him and beg him to stay. But I didn't. And maybe that's on me. And there were nights he waited for me to come home from tour, only to find I'd booked another date, another country. Maybe that's on me too." Taylor looked directly into the camera now, her expression heartbreakingly sincere. "To everyone who rooted for us, who believed in our story, thank you. I believed in it too. I still do. Just, not in the way I used to." She held up a piece of paper with shaking hands. "I wrote a song. I wasn't going to share it. But I think you deserve to hear it." She picked up a guitar and started strumming. Her voice was low, almost a whisper. "You were my Sunday, my one-day escape. But the calendar kept flipping till we lost our way. We danced in the silence, we fought in the dark. I left pieces of me tucked under your heart." Each word felt like a goodbye layered with regret, a melody that carried the weight of love lost, not to bitterness, but to life itself. When the song ended, Taylor set the guitar aside. She was crying now, quietly but fully. "I'll always love him," she said, wiping her cheek. "In the quiet way you love someone who changed your life forever." She stood, stepping away from the camera. "I hope he finds someone who makes him laugh louder than I did, who never has to say goodbye at the airport, who can give him the everyday kind of love he deserves. And I hope I find peace, and maybe, eventually, love that doesn't have to hurt. The screen faded to black with one final message. To Travis, thank you for showing me what real love can look like. I'll carry you in every song I write. Title: The Last Verse, a fictional story about Taylor Swift's emotional breakup with Travis Kelce. Chapter 1, The Sparkle and the Silence. The stage was set. New York City shimmered under a soft spring rain, its streets glittering with reflections of Times Square lights. It had been a whirlwind year. Headlines screamed of fairy tale romance, surprise NFL appearances, Grammy wins, touchdowns, and tender backstage embraces. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, America's sweetheart couple, had painted a picture of love that felt impossible to crack. But sometimes, even the strongest-looking glass shatters quietly. Taylor stood alone in her Tribeca penthouse, clutching a handwritten letter, her hands trembling slightly, her heart heavy. The room, normally glowing with warm candles and acoustic melodies, was drowned in a quiet so deep it almost sang. The only sound was the hum of the city below and the occasional clap of thunder in the distance. She had written the letter 100 times in her head. Now she would speak it to the world. Chapter 2, The Announcement. At exactly 9 p.m., Taylor went live on Instagram. No glamorous filter. No makeup. Just her, a hoodie draped over her shoulders, hair in a loose braid, and eyes swollen from what could only have been hours of crying. Fans poured in by the hundreds of thousands. She took a deep breath. "Hi guys. This isn't easy," she said, voice barely above a whisper. "I never thought I'd be sitting here, saying something like this. I've always believed in love. I've written about it, dreamed about it, fought for it. And with Travis, it felt like a dream I didn't want to wake up from." She paused, wiping a tear with her sleeve. But sometimes, even when two people love each other, their worlds spin in different directions. And trying to hold them together can hurt more than letting go. Her voice cracked. "Travis is one of the kindest souls I've ever known. He made me laugh on my worst days. He held my hand when I was falling apart. But lately, we've been growing apart, quietly. I think we both knew it. It's been months of silent goodbyes." The comments section flooded with hearts and crying emojis. But Taylor kept going. "I'm telling you this not for sympathy, but because I owe you the truth. I owe me the truth. We gave it our all. But love isn't always enough when timing isn't right, when careers pull you to different cities, and your souls start whispering different songs." Her voice softened, barely audible. "I will always love him. I'll root for him. But I'm choosing to let go. Not because it's easy, but because it's the only way we both can breathe again." She ended the live with a single sentence that left fans breathless. "This isn't the end of love. It's just the end of this chapter." Chapter 3, Echoes in the Quiet. After the live stream, Taylor sat motionless on the couch. Her phone buzzed non-stop. Messages from friends, fans, publicists. But the only one she cared about was a text from Travis. "I saw it. You were brave. I'll always love you too." She broke into tears again, not because of regret, but because of the quiet peace in his words. They had agreed not to make it messy. No media blame game. No silence war. Just truth. Later that night, she found herself at the piano. She didn't plan to write a song, but her fingers betrayed her. Melodies emerged, soft, melancholic, raw. Words formed between sobs. "You were the touchdown I didn't see coming. The Sunday night light that felt like forever. But love doesn't always mean staying. Sometimes, it means knowing when to leave." She recorded the demo, just her voice and the piano, then set it aside. No plans to release it. Not yet. Maybe never. Chapter 4, A Love That Was Real. In the days that followed, fans noticed the small things: photos deleted, unfollows, silence. But there was no scandal. No betrayal. Just two souls walking gently away from each other. Travis was spotted back in Kansas City, silent to the press, but wearing a chain Taylor had given him months ago. She was seen walking alone in Central Park, coffee in hand, scarf wrapped tightly around her neck. Sources said they still talked. Just not every day. A love like that doesn't just disappear. Chapter 5, Healing in the Spotlight. Months passed. Taylor released an acoustic album out of the blue titled The Last Verse. Every song was dripping with quiet heartbreak, gratitude, and growth. Fans knew it was about Travis, but none of the lyrics blamed him. The lead single, Half a Heart in Kansas, hit #1 instantly. Travis posted it on his Instagram story with the caption, "Every word. Every note. You're magic." She didn't respond publicly. But that night, she liked one of his old photos. It was a silent nod, a whisper of thanks. Chapter 6, Forever Changed. A year later, Taylor performed at Arrowhead Stadium again. This time, alone. No Travis in the box seats. But she paused mid-set, looked up at the sky, and smiled. This one's for anyone who ever had to say goodbye to someone they still love. She began to play The Last Verse, her fingers trembling, eyes glistening. And for a moment, the crowd was silent, 50,000 people holding their breath, as she bled her heart into every note. Somewhere in the crowd, maybe Travis was listening. Maybe not. But the song reached him anyway. Because some love stories don't end with closure. Some just echo, forever.